Welcome back to another Watch Me Wholesale show. The way this works is I'm going to randomly choose a market, then I'm going to find a distressed property for sale, then we're going to analyze the deal and crunch the numbers, and then call and make an offer. All of that and more coming up.
For a limited time, you can get a free copy of Jerry Norton's Quickstart Kit with everything you need to flip your first house in 30 days or less. Download it now at myquickstartkit.com.
Hey, if you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton. I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses, and after doing 1,000 deals, I created this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping houses so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. Okay, we've got up our picker wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and click the spin button, and we're gonna choose a market. Okay, Nashville, Tennessee is the winner. Let's go find a deal. Okay, so guys, on this one, I'm gonna use Redfin, just because Redfin is in Nashville. I try to use either Redfin or Zillow. Either one, you can do what I'm about to show you how to do. But one of the things that's nice about Redfin is there's a major, huge shortcut to get to some distressed properties. And that's because Redfin has a tab here called Fixer Upper Only. So it's one of their filters. So if I click on Fixer Upper Only, Redfin has their own way of looking at, I think, the comments, and what they do is they must have an algorithm or a list of keywords, and they look for distressed property keywords. And so when I click on that, it gives me a list. It's not a very big list. In fact, it's only 6 homes that fall in the Fixer Upper category, but let's see if any of these are worth going after. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply, and I'm gonna look at this one, I think right here. It's been out 28 hours. It's the very first one. I like the newer ones because that means we might have time to get in and get something done. And look right here, it says coming soon. So I think this thing's not even active yet. I think it's not even up for sale yet. Coming soon means it's gonna be coming out. It's like kind of lets the market kind of prepare for it, maybe schedule showings, but there's usually no showings when it's coming soon. And let's take a look at this thing, see if it's worth pursuing. So if I click on it, open up a window here, there are 7 pictures. It's a brick ranch. Looks like it's got some wood floors, wallpaper, you know, that's it. Roof looks a little bit worn. Now the way these work here, you see how it kind of goes down? The garage, I'm guessing, is on the back side of this, and it comes in the rear entry. That's how I see a lot of these in Nashville. Let's double check that though and look at our basement garage. Now the other thing too, when I look at that, is guys are calling this 1950 square feet, but look, this is not 1950 square feet. I can tell just by looking at this ranch. They're probably counting some basement square footage, which every market's a little bit different. In Nashville, they'll count the livable square footage in the basement into the total square footage, which not all markets do that. So let's make sure we understand. I want to go down to my breakdown and see. Okay, yes, so 1,300 is above grade, and then 650 is below grade. And that's how we're getting to the 1950. So, and it's on a basement, right? And then I believe it's at parking. Yeah, 2-car rear attached. So it's coming through the back. Now there's no pictures, but that's what that does. Maybe some of the comps will show us that so you can see it. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, okay, let's go after this property. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite it. Then I'm gonna duplicate my tab. So I've got a working tab and then a comp tab. And on the second tab, I'm gonna click neighborhood. And then I'm gonna go down here and click Colmont. So this house is sitting in a neighborhood called Colmont. There we are. There's a couple actives on here. I'm gonna go ahead now to my filters, and I'm gonna say, okay, I wanna look at just houses. And I wanna go down here and put, it's gotta have a garage, and it's gotta have a basement. And then I wanna switch this to solds. And let's go back, I don't know, 6 months. Okay, so if I go back 6 months, we could go back a year. Let me look real quick. Yeah, I mean, it gives us some more data, but I'm gonna stick with 6 months. I've been doing a lot of 6 months lately just because market's so hot. Comps that are a year old are kind of irrelevant. I'm gonna go back 6 months and see what we have. So here we're right over here. We've got one that sold for $270. We got one up here at $285. Look at this one at $285. Is this a rehab? That's what I want to know. Oh, see the rear entry on the garage? that's exactly what our house has. So you come around the back and it's got the garage there. But let's see if this is a rehab. No, old kitchen, old flooring, old bathroom. This is not a rehab and got $285. What's this up here? $245. I'm gonna guess that this is not a rehab. No, I mean, look, it's got older kitchen. I mean, it's vacant, but there's wood paneling and stuff. They kind of did the floors maybe. What about this one, $380? Okay, this is a rehab. I know because they painted the brick white, new door, roof looks good, and it's 2,075 feet, so it's right up there with ours. And oh yeah, look at guys, rehab right here. They opened up a floor plan, brand new flooring, new kitchen, new appliances, but this is not super high end. This is all doable. This is all, you know, Home Depot rehab here. Basic countertop, granite. They got some nice lights going on here. But guys, this appliance package is low as $2,500, right? They did 6-panel doors, super basic bathroom. Those are vanities at Home Depot, subway tile, pretty easy rehab, but it's nice. So I'm guessing if I don't do a roof and some things like that, we're probably a 30K rehab. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to my deal analyzer. And just so you know guys, this deal analyzer that I'm using to run the numbers on this deal, it's really cool because it automatically has the formulas built in. So you just plug in the numbers and it'll recalculate everything for you. I'll give this to you for free. Just click the link in the description below and you can download that right now. I'm gonna put our square footage right now of 1950. So let's call it 1950. And I'm gonna use this exact comp for my deal. Where to go? We're gonna use, let's open this baby up. This is over here on Colmont. And according to Redfin, this sold for $183 a foot. See it right here, $183 a foot, got $380. That's amazing. So let's put price per square foot right here in my deal analyzer, $183, and that puts me at a $356 back end. Now, why $356? Because we're a little smaller. We're $1950, so $1950 times $183 is $356, $850, whereas this comp got $380 because it's bigger. It's 2,075 feet. So let's go back here to our deal analyzer. I'm going to put for now, I'm going to put a 30,000 rehab. And I'm gonna put this at a 75% formula. Why 75? Because that's what most flippers do in a given market. Some are even going higher than that, 75% of ARV. That allows basically some money in here for closing, some carry cost, and 10% of a profit, which means you'll make 35,000. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw a 15,000 wholesale on this one since this is the Watch Me Wholesale show. Now I do also flip houses, so if I wanted to buy this for a flip myself, I would readjust some of these numbers. But let's look at it as a wholesale opportunity. And let's just say I wanna get this deal, wholesale it for a quick 15,000. That means I need to buy this thing for 222.6, you know, so we'll just say around 223, 225 would be a deal. If I could get this for 225, I bet I could wholesale it pretty easily for 15,000 to a flipper who would spend 30 to try to sell it for 356 to make 35, 36,000 on the deal. Okay, so that's what I'm going off of on our numbers. Now, I'm gonna call the listing agent who, let's go back to Redfin right here. Here's our deal. It says right here that this is listed by Payman Noman with Compass Tennessee LLC. That's the listing agent. I want to pick up the phone right now. I'm going to Google that number, find her number, send her a text, say I'm going to call you in 5 minutes. Hopefully she calls me right back, and then I'm going to ask, and then I'm going to work this deal to make a cash offer for around that 225 number. Let's see if we can do it. Hello, this is Jerry.
Yes, hi. This is Payman with Compass Real Estate, and you had sent a message about Olivia Drive?
Yes, that's right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Good, good. Thank you for calling me back. Yeah, I'm an investor looking at this property. Do you have a minute then?
Sure.
Okay. So I'm a flipper, and I'm interested in possibly buying this property, you know, fixing it up and reselling it. Is that what you had in mind as well? Is that who you're thinking your buyer would be?
Pretty much. I mean, more than likely it's going to be somebody that's either that has the money as a first-time buyer to go in and fix it for themselves, or a flipper.
Yeah, it's not quite, it's livable, right? Like it'll get a mortgage?
Yes.
Okay.
Conventional, it will.
Yeah, not FHA, but it'll get a conventional mortgage.
Yep.
So a retail buyer could put 20% down or whatever and buy it and do like a live-in, fix-up kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So as an investor, I would need to buy it a little lower than where you're listed. You've had it out now on the market for a little bit, right? How long has it been?
No, I just put it. It's not even live for showings yet.
Oh, it's coming soon.
It goes coming soon. It goes live tomorrow, and I already have a showing scheduled for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. How many showings do you have?
So far, I just have one, but I haven't uploaded pictures. I just literally was doing that as we speak. I don't know if they even uploaded.
There's like 7.
Some pictures. Yeah, so not all of them are.
Okay. Yeah.
I typically do professional pictures, but the condition that it was in, I was like, I'm not even gonna.
No, iPhone's good enough, right?
Unfortunately, I don't like to do it that way, but.
Yeah. So I'm interested in this as a flip, like I said. What do you think it would sell for fixed up on the back end?
I already looked at that because, there was one on, let me pull it up, McClendon.
Have you seen the one on?
Really,
Have you seen the one on Colmont?
I think it might have been, was it Colmont or McClendon?
There's a rehab on. There's a rehab on Colmont in that same neighborhood on Colmont that got $380, but it's really nice. Like they opened up the floor plan, all wood floors, new kitchen. Like it was a really well done rehab.
Yeah. And
it did really well. But there's quite a bit to put into it to hit that number.
Yeah. Well, see, like I flip properties myself too. I just try not to make business with stuff. Like when I have a client I represent, I try not to mess with it unless, I just don't know. But I did see the one that you're talking about. Well, there's one on McClendon too that's currently under contract, and it's about the size of this home. However, it's nicely updated, 2,100 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see the one you're talking about that sold. I'm going to go to sold.
The one I'm talking about is on 5049 Colmont.
5049. Yep, it's sold for $379,900.
Yeah, it's a 5.2.5.
Yes.
So they added another bed. I mean, they did some work on it to get your house to that level is going to be a pretty good rehab budget,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this: would your seller be really interested in a cash offer? Like, would they entertain that as a? Because even conventional is going to be tough, I think, to get through, or to even find a buyer that can do that. Possibly, maybe not, but. I mean, how interested would they be in a cash offer?
It just depends on the numbers because I know when I put it on the market, I wanted it to move fast. So I told him, let's list it at $229. He said no. So
that's funny you say that. I mean, I would like to be right around the 220s, and it would be, cash. I can close quick. I can come in with, earnest money, proof of funds, all of that.
Yeah.
And make it super easy.
Because to be honest with you, I know if you buy this house, even in the 230s, 240s, it's a good deal. You'll still have room to make profit on this. But I know it's a pretty big project. It's not like your typical.
No.
I'm just gonna go in and do some basic. No, it's literally walls and bathrooms and a whole kitchen. The basement is going to be the majority of the work.
Mm-hmm.
So even I don't know. Let's see. I would have to look at numbers. I would love to get him something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little smaller than that other one, so it's not going to get 380. It might get 350, 355. What I did is I went price per square foot, right? So if I take this Coleman house, it sold for 183 a foot. So if I take your house at 183 a foot, assuming the exact same price, sale price, right? That's going to put me at 356. But by the time you factor in closing and carry cost and commissions and a rehab and all of that, you know, and to try to make something for doing all that work, it's a deal to me, it's a deal in the 220s.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where it needs to be for a cash buyer like me, a flipper that's going to want to come in and do it right.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'd let you represent me on the offer. Can you do that? Can you write for me?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. And I mean, that would...
Can you get the commission though for it?
Yeah, I could get the commission. I just got to focus on getting him the number to make him comfortable enough to sell it at a price like that. Because even the people that are currently living in there, they were even thinking, okay, if he sells it to us, in the 220s, 225 price range, we may consider it, but he just wasn't willing to do that at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the roof is older too. You know, the brick is.
The roof, it does need to go. The thing is, I think you can add some added square footage in the basement. Besides, like if you did I put in that?
Yeah, because they're only calling the basement 600 feet.
Yeah,
out of the 1950.
Yeah, there's a room right next to it. Before you get to the garage, there's another room there, so that's another 300-400 square feet.
All right, well let me add that in there. Let's say we make it then. Let's say we call that what, 200 feet, 250.
I think, let me see, I think I made a note what I thought the size of that room was. I was thinking it was about 20 by 12.
20 by 12?
So that's 240 square feet.
240 square feet?
Yeah.
And you can count it, like it's got a window and stuff?
Yeah, let me look at my pictures. You know how it is when somebody asks you a question, you're like, I was literally just there, but hold on, let me.
Like it's got an egress window?
Yes, it does.
So you said that was 240? Another 240 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so that puts us at 2190, right?
Yep.
So let me do that, 2190 at 183. I mean, that puts us at 400. I mean, that might be pushing a bit, but I mean, that really does make a big difference.
But I'm telling you, like from it, like I said, I just did a flip, and honestly, when I had people coming in giving me cash offers, because I was going to try to just sell it the way it was, and then the offers that were coming, everybody's like, oh no, I can't get that price for it, which I ended up putting about $85,000 into the house, and then we sold it for $440,000, which is the highest that sold in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
But we did some good work in it, and I feel like this house right here, 100%, you can make some good money on it, but you just got to be the right investor that knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's plenty of room to add more square footage to that home.
Yeah.
And you can still keep the two-car garage by adding that additional square footage. And I'll shoot you these pictures of that room that I was referring to. That is about 200.
Yeah, text that to me. I mean, if I add that extra square footage in there, it is a game changer now, because now I think I can get down there in the like let's say 245.
Yeah.
Is that getting closer to where the seller would entertain cash?
245. Let me see. I'm just gonna do I would even, just to help this guy out, I would probably even. I already gave him a break on the commission, so that would be 12. Let's see, 12,000. Let's just say. And he owes 147. 147. I'll have to talk to him. I mean, I really don't want to speak for him because, I mean, there may be a chance at 245 cash.
I mean, we're not that far off of so even if he got a 255 or whatever conventional, I mean, cash is 10 grand cheaper cash is going to be way better than conventional.
Well, yeah, then he doesn't have to worry about
nothing. Inspections.
What would you do? Would you do inspection? Because I personally don't do inspections. I mean, I go look at it myself.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. I would probably just need like one day just to send someone over to just look at it and make sure there's no structural issue. But that's it. Like, I don't need an inspection. You know, give me a day after we get an accepted offer to send someone over real quick. But that's it.
Yeah. Do you want to...
And by the way, I'm not from Nashville. So, you know, like if we worked this out, would you have an interest in helping oversee the rehab and relisting for me?
Yeah, I mean, we can. My husband actually does that for one of my lady who's in Memphis. I'll be listing her house, so she sometimes gets the contractors out there and kind of oversees, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you use when you do that? What kind of money do you use? Because our company, would you be purchasing it under LLC?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Because I was gonna. We have what's called Compass Concierge. We loan the money. If you know, we would have to get it approved depending on how much equity you would have in the house, but they loan the money to you at no interest, and you have up to a year. But they like to get the house on the market within 90 days. If additional time is needed for the rehab, you can ask for it, but they don't charge you anything to give you the money. But the only issue is they don't do it under LLC.
How do they make money?
By listing it with us, our company. I mean, that's their whole. I don't know if you've heard of Compass.
So they'll so
it's a service through my brokerage that I can provide to my clients so that they don't. Like, for example, this guy, if he was willing to take up something like that, I could have upfronted some of the cost for that, and we would take it out of the net when we sell it. Okay,
so you're saying if I buy it in my name and we use that funding program, they'll help with the rehab money or the purchase or what?
The rehab money.
Okay, so they'll help with the rehab money with the expectation that they get to relist it when it's done.
It would have to be, we would have to have a listing agreement signed, and the listing agreement has to be for 1 year, yes.
Okay, yeah. And then they'll give you the
great program on it.
Well, I'll do it in my name. I just do it because I have a business, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I know. So that may be an option also, you know, if you don't, because I don't do hard money. I don't know if you do hard money, because that helps
sometimes
when you don't have to pay. Sometimes it's good. When you need it, you need it.
Yeah.
But there's times where you can avoid all of that and still.
Well, so we'll for sure talk about that, payment. But what I don't want to do is wait and compete in highest and best and waste a bunch of time with some conventional guy that's going to come in over me. I mean, if you can call up your seller right now and say, look, I got a guy, he's cash, $245, we can get this done. Let's take it and cancel showings. See if you can get him to agree to that.
Okay, let me see what I had. I'm going to look at one more thing, because I had sent him what I thought would be an estimate. And so, because this right here would make us about 80, bring us about 86. And he was trying to get more than that out of it. Let me call him and talk to him.
Okay.
See what he says, and then I'll let you know.
Okay.
If you do
put some urgency on it though, and say, look, you know, if I tell this guy I want to wait and see what happens after I get conventional offers and stuff, then tell them I'm out. You know, like I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to compete with everybody. So my offer's good, you know, today kind of thing.
Okay.
Just to create some urgency. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you can do that, and that way he won't, because it's going to be tempting. It's very tempting for a seller to be like, well, let's wait and see. We're not even active yet. We're coming soon.
Yeah.
My goal would be, hey, I'm coming in here with a fair offer. It's cash, but don't screw around with me. Like take it or don't take it, but you know, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And see if see if we can get him to pull the trigger.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll keep your number and then I'll do that. I'll see. He is overseas, so it just depends. I know they're 8-hour difference, so I have to, and they take me a little bit of time to get hold of him.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you. I'll wait to hear back from you. And text me over that picture of that room in the basement.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Right,
I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so wow, that was very cool. You know, it's so helpful to talk to the agents and ask questions. And this was an investor-friendly agent. She's familiar with rehabbing. She's done some herself. And she gave us some information that is game changer, right? We were basing our total square footage off of what was listed, which included 600 in the basement. There's 240 additional feet in the basement that we could finish and add to the overall total square footage, which if we're going price per square foot of 183, which is matching that really nice comp in the same neighborhood, all of a sudden we add about whatever it is, 45,000, I think it was, in value to our back end by adding that square footage. Now all of a sudden we can pay $245 instead of the original, you know, $222 or $225 number that we went into the conversation with. And so you guys can see how using my deal analyzer, adjusting some things, I kind of like on the fly just was adapting and changing to then make this deal make sense. And again, that's based on new information. You want to be flexible enough to be open-minded and listen to the agent, or if you're talking to a seller, and then adjust according to that new information. Everything is always changing based on the information we gather. And so this agent really had a strong understanding of kind of our numbers. Now, I'm going off of 40,000 rehab here. That's still I hope that's enough, right? We got to do a lot of work to kind of get this house to match a 400,000 rehab. I think 400 can get it, or 40 can get it done. But we'll want to really crunch those numbers and make sure. But guys, at 245, this is a deal. I could wholesale this deal. He's actually priced really good at 260. At 245, I've got a $15,000 wholesale fee. We could wholesale it for 260, which is what he's asking, and it's coming soon, so there's no showings until they start tomorrow. So I guarantee you this thing's going to fly off the shelf at 260 if we can't get that seller to get it done, because 260 is actually a good number. It's a good number for a flip or for a conventional buyer. So we'll see what happens. But guys, you can see here I was using the deal analyzer. Again, if you want this deal analyzer, I'll give this to you for free. Link in the description. It's just like you saw here on the screen, where you can just plug in the numbers. It'll readjust everything and then save it, and you've got that. So we'll give you that for free. And also, guys, this is just one of the tools I have. If you really want to see my all-inclusive system that lets you run the entire business, that's Flipster. It's got everything from deal analyzers to lead gen tools, all of your tools to track down private sellers like skip tracing, ringless voicemail. It's got your digital contracts. It's got a workflow system, your CRM for managing all of your properties and your leads and your contacts. It's really amazing. So I really think if you're serious about this business, you really want to get into wholesaling and flipping as a real thing, make it a full-time business, 6-figure, even 7-figure income, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Just go to getflipster.com. And guys, thanks for joining me on this video. If you found this helpful, leave a comment and say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. And I'll see you on the next video.